Guys, so in this video, I'm going to tell you why it's important to set boundaries as soon as possible and keep enforcing it. And I'm going to try to speed run this because I just recorded this video and it was not recording. So, just going to try to do it even better take two. So why is it important? Oh, by the way, follow me on Instagram, astronomical7, and my TikTok, astro0.0, the GOAT, for more motivational and just funny videos. If you guys fuck with the vibe, subscribe. Okay, let's jump straight into this. So, some people in this world, either subconsciously or consciously, they are going to test you, and they are going to do this with being disrespectful. And the way they slide are able to get away with this is if you let it happen, right? So a lot of times these people start. If you see me looking down, look at my notes. So a lot of times some of these people start with little tests, right? So they'll be like, "Oh, can you go grab this shelf for me at this bookshelf?" And it's right there, right? And you go do it. And the more you give into this, the more you listen, it becomes full blown disrespect, right? So a lot of times, look at it like this. Imagine someone who keeps poking you. They keep poking and poking and poking and prodding, and I'm gonna try to put this on my shirt. And eventually you're gonna be like, "Hey, stop poking me." Like after 10, 20 years of poking, you're gonna be like, "Yo, stop poking me," and then all they're gonna say is, "Whoa, chill, man! I just poked you once," and everyone around you is gonna be like, "Whoa, chill! He just poked you once," not knowing they were poking you for 2, 3, 4 months, right? So you have to set these boundaries as soon as possible and keep reinforcing them. The more people cross it, so you don't get to this point where you're snapping and everybody's looking at you like you're the bad one. When, quite frankly, you're probably not, right? This world is not fair. It's a cold world, and people do not play by the rules, right? People will provoke you, they will gaslight you, they will lie to make it think it's your fault, when quite frankly you were just a good person. Me, I grew up in a Christian household. I still believe in the man upstairs. So innately, I like to think the world is full of innately good people. Not everybody's like that. Some people got traumatized so bad by the time they're five that to survive, they realize it's better for me to be evil. So now I go by the ideology of be good to good people, and it's a cold world. You got to be colder. So what should you do, right? For me, what I realized, and stay tuned to the end of the video. By the way, I got a lot of sauce for you guys. For me, I realized I found something. It doesn't matter if it's smart or good or stupid. Find one thing, just one thing that you won't let anybody go against you, or you won't let anybody cross this boundary. For me, my name is Henry. My dad is Henry. So people find out my name is Henry Jr. And a little backstory: my dad wasn't the best dude. He was a jackass. He didn't care about anybody in our family. He was a hypocrite, narcissist, whatever. And like my sisters never listened to him, but I listened to him because I don't want to be known as disgraceful. Right? In an African household, you're disgraceful. So people find out my name was Junior, and I didn't. It just irked me. So that was my first boundary I put down. It was stupid, but I'm like, yo, I need to get better at setting boundaries. So whenever someone called me Junior, I said, don't call me that, right? And you're gonna find some people that'll be like, "Oh, why don't you want to be called that?" I'd be like, and you could explain the backstory, like, or you could just not even tell them if you don't want to tell them. You could be like, "I just don't like to be called that," right? If they like you and they respect you enough, they won't. But some people, they want to prod and test you. Some people, they just get some type of enjoyment from that. They're weirdos, right? So the people that I would say, "Don't call me that," and then they'll say it again just to kind of piss me off, because a lot of these people, they're succubuses. They get off from getting your energy, either anger or super positive. They want your energy. So those people, you have two things you could do. You could either say that again, and I'm not giving you any energy, I'm walking away, or like, and if they respect that, cool. Some people are gonna cross that boundary again, and you could either tell them off. Like, the fact I told you my boundary and you respect it told me you're a disrespectful person. I don't want that energy in my life. I don't care what you do, just stay the hell away from me, right? And it could become an argument. You could go that way, or you could just cut off your energy completely, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a little backlash, not a backlash, a little backstory. So there was this girl I was seeing, and I'm not gonna say her name out of protective reasons. And she was bad. She was one of the baddest girls I ever got with to this day. And so one time I booked a hotel. Me and her, we were gonna have a staycation. So her two friends pulled up, right, and one of my boys pulled up. It was gonna be a good vibe. We went to the club, right. I don't even love clubbing. That's how I really mess with this girl. And we went to the club, and then after they said, "Oh, they have to go grab some from their friends." I mean, my boy were like, "Cool, we'll just go to the hotel. Meet you there in a bit," right? These girls left for like an hour or two, right, a while back. So by the time they came out, I'm already feeling disrespected. And by this time, my ability to set my boundaries and hold them was pretty good. So They came back and I'm just pretending. Like at first I was sleeping and they opened the door and they're just causing nefarious, just causing commotion, loud yelling. I could tell they're even more drunk. I don't know what happened, but like I doubt like they didn't cheat on. Maybe some cheating happened, but that wasn't my girlfriend, so I'm like whatever, right? So I'm just pretending I'm sleeping because I don't even want anything at this point. Like, you know what I mean? It's you all show up 2 hours or one hour, like an hour 30 late. Like you guys don't care about us, right? So I'm sleeping and the girls are like, yo, go jump on him, it'd be so cute. Like, oh, go bounce on his stick, like some idiot thing, right? And then like after I wasn't showing her energy, she was wearing my Balenciagas and I didn't really care. Like, I don't care who wears my shoes. Right? And this girl had the nerve to say in front of all of us, she's like, "Oh, Henry's such a B. He lets me do whatever I want." And then as soon as she said that, I was like, "Huh?" I got up. I'm like, "What did you say?" She's like, "Oh, nothing." And then literally got up. I'm like, "Yo, don't disrespect me like that ever again." Got out of the room. Didn't show her any energy. This girl's texting me after saying like, "Oh, what did I do? At least tell me what I do." Text me like, "Oh, at least be man enough to tell me what I did wrong." And the little caveat: if someone does not have a good father figure in your life or a mother, don't you dare ever let them tell you what a man or woman is. That's what I'm telling you back. The world is cold. People will lie, gaslight, and manipulate to make you think it was your fault, even if you're in the right. If I had backed down and say, "Oh, she's right," or this, that, and the third, I would have lost a bit of respect from her. Right. So some people do this subconsciously. Some people do it like they know they're doing it, but just be careful of this, be wary of this. So boom, after a while she finally apologizes, gets right, and I told her, "Look, I found that really disrespectful what she did. I said the rule and you still chose to step over it. You took my kindness for weakness, right?" So yeah, like and I'll even tell you guys another story. I had this coworker and he to this day I don't like him. He's shown me time and time again he's slimy, conniving, and just an evil mofo. And he called me a bitch after this incident, right? This was like a summer after, and I told him don't call me that, and he purposely called it again because he's used to getting his way. He said when you tell him not to do something, he'll do something just to show like I could do whatever I want, right? So I told him don't call me that. He called me that again. I'm like, yo, don't call me that. I said it stern. I wasn't angry, so I'm like, don't call me that. And then he's like, oh, why don't you want me to call it that? Like, and then I'm like, I explained the situation, and then he kind of backed down. Even him, someone so arrogant and annoying and devious, who is a gaslighter and manipulator, even had respect enough for me to the fact that I set my boundary. I told him what it is, and I wasn't backing down. Right? Sometimes people will try to overbear you. You guys remember Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump that election? Right? They're trying to tower over you so you get scared. Don't get scared. Hold your ground. Stand your ground. If you have to join a boxing gym, whatever, get the skills so you can. It's easier for you to stand your ground. Right? A lot of these people are gonna want you to be in a submissive state. Right? I made this quote I tell myself all the time: if you let the world tell you who you are, they tell you you're garbage. The world doesn't care if you make it in life or not. People would rather use you to achieve their dreams. They don't give a damn about you in the long run, right? So you have to act accordingly. You have to be so cold. So a lot of these times, people would ask for little favors and they'll slowly ramp it up. This is why the thing that pisses me off. A lot of people will do this by like telling you to do something you're already gonna do. Like let's say you're about to wash the dishes and they tell you wash the dishes. That's why a lot of y'all subconsciously get pissed off. You didn't even notice, right? If someone tells you if you're working, you're about to do something, they tell you to do something. That's a way of them trying to get control over you and subconscious. So you subconsciously you associate them with an authoritative figure, right? Don't go for this, right? Like even like sometimes you could ignore, but just know what's happening in the background. A lot of people don't even know they're doing this, so don't even get mad at them for it. So I say this to say this: how can you avoid being used and abused and just stepped over, right? One, find one thing you won't back down from. One thing that you would always defend regardless. This is just a start for if you're a timid person. If you're cool in that sense, just have your boundaries, make a list of boundaries, and don't let people cross it. And just don't go for it when someone starts crying and manipulating you and trying to gaslight you, because yo, gaslighting is crazy and manipulation is crazy. Until you go through it, you actually see what it's like. But find one thing. It could be stupid, like, oh, don't call me junior, to something like, oh, don't give me this because I'm allergic to it, right? Like, it could be stupid or not, but just find one boundary, and whoever tries to cross it, just say, hey, don't call me that. If they try to do it again to piss you off, you could either give them no energy, but sometimes I don't even recommend this all the time because a lot of people, they see you're ignoring and they'll try to prod more. Some people are really annoying, right? So I would say, hey, I don't like to call this because of this. I'll explain why. If they still want to piss you off, you know the type of person you are, don't have them in your life. Because if someone who would disrespect you, they will go even worse to try to just ruin your life, right? Like you might think I'm being over exaggerating. No, some people are really like this. It's messed up. They see how far they can get and they'll push the boundary even more, right? Love yourself and respect yourself enough to be able to leave these boundaries, set these boundaries, man. Because yo, quite frankly, you the more you let the disrespect slide, your self-esteem lowers. And guess what? At the end of the day, someone that disrespects you, they're gonna go home and they're chilling. They don't give a damn. They don't think about it a second. But you are left the day, weeks, months, years, even with lower self-esteem, thinking, oh, why did I let this slide? Oh, this, that. You're the one that has to deal with the pain and suffering, right? So protect yourself in the long. I don't care how hard it is. I'd rather you have someone not like you because you stood down for your whole boundary and stuff being awkward between them than you losing your self-esteem and not being able to achieve your dreams, not being able to go for what you want, finding someone cute in the road and not being able to talk to them because your self-esteem is low. I'd rather you live your best life than have someone try to control you. Your dreams are not Dollarama dreams. You have superstar NBA Hollywood level dreams. I hope so. And I think you can achieve them if you think so. You are limited only by the amount of how much you dream and execute. So that was my tips for y'all. Love y'all. Big brother Astro out.